Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to just do a little side-by-side comparison of two watches, my Oris Big Crown Pointer Date and my Dartmouth C65 from Christopher Ward. So to go over the specs super quick, the Oris is 40 millimeter. The CW is a 41. The Oris is 20 millimeter lug width. The CW is a 22. In terms of height, the Oris is 11.2 and the CW is 11.55. Lug width is 48 on the Oris, 47.1 on the Dartmouth. They both have a SW200 38 power reserve movement. The Christopher Ward is actually COSC chronometer grade. In terms of water resistance, water protection, the Oris is 50 meter watch and the Dartmouth is 150 meter watch. Now, one interesting side note is that even though the Oris is a 50 meter watch, it's a screw down crown. Isn't that crazy? So it's a screw down crown versus the Dartmouth, which, as you can see, is not. So I think it's kind of interesting. I would not wear either one of these into the pool. So let's go to price, because I think that's appropriate. And what I've judged them on, or what I've used for a stat, is the Oris currently MSRP direct from Oris, same watch on the bracelet, is currently $19.50. The Dartmouth is a little bit tougher because it is, I'm not sure how many generations of this watch. This is at least it's not the most recent. Christopher Ward has one on pre-order right now. And from what I can tell, the biggest difference between this one and the one that's on pre-order is they added the screw down crown. So the cool thing about Christopher Ward is they're obviously listening to folks. So the new iteration of this is actually going to have the screw down crown. Everything else looks the same from what I see. I could be wrong. You guys chime in if you see something different there. But this one, I went back to an old vid. I watched an old video. I can't remember who to give credit to. I'm sorry. I watched a bunch of them out there. But it was 1,020. I think it was Patrick Marlett at, I forget what his YouTube channel was called, but it was 1,020. The new iteration, according to the CW website, is 1,115. So I just thought an interesting side-by-side. In terms of, overall quality, I find them to be very, very comparable. They're definitely different watches. The Dartmouth is a little chunkier, but as a dive watch, I think that makes sense. The bracelet is much more substantial on this too as well. And then, of course, it's got a pretty cool clasp, which I've shown before. The Oris has, probably one of the coolest complications with that pointer date complication, which I think you can all see that right there. I like it on the bracelet, and big difference on this one. You can see, it's got a display case back. So like I said, these are obviously both in my collection, so I like them both. I think they're different enough, comfortable enough. to be great everyday wears. And I think it just gives me some diversity in my collection. I would highly recommend both. I think both brands have great offerings. Deals can be found. This one right here, I don't think you can find it now, but this Oris I was able to get on Joma Shop for right around $11.50, I think. So I feel like I got a decent deal on this one. And then I bought this one, like I stated before, from Toppers, used, but in pristine condition. And I got this for $7.19. So, considerably less than the MSRP. And I think if you're just patient in general and look around, you can find some deals, determine what you like and kind of go from there. But I would highly recommend both these watches. I'd be hard pressed to say which one is better than the other because I think they're so different. That's a tough one. I may come back to that at some point in time. Maybe it'll be a measure of if they stay in my collection. At this point in time, I think unless a better Christopher Ward comes along, I really just want to have one in my collection. And from an Oris standpoint, I've considered adding other Orises to my collection. But with so many good brands out there, like I really try to be diverse too as well. Doesn't mean I won't pick up another Oris or possibly another Christopher Ward, but I'd like to check out some other brands first and add those to my collection too as well. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And as always, stay positive, make friends, enjoy the journey. Take care.